So I did a long description about the TV scrambling. I figured that people wouldn't believe me, so I deleted a lot of the videos on the TVs being scrambled and issues with the TV. But there is evidence because Scott from the Marriott on Forest Lane, the Marriott Courtyard, saw it and then let me change rooms because the issue occurred with the TV. I guess the party that had set it up was furious and sent the police department out with Marva. I think they said her name was Marva to put me out of the paid hotel room. I had just showered and got in the bed to relax in the other room, and they wanted to interrupt peace like I've reported that they've done multiple different times. Now, the thing of it is just proving that this repeatedly keeps happening. So the TV was also scrambled at Dallas Behavioral. Then they said that they lost the signal for all the cable. It has happened multiple different jail stays. In fact, in Hill County Jail, I did a grievance because they wouldn't let me have recreation, period. And then in addition to that, they scrambled the Christian networks. Also in hospital stays, they scrambled the Christian network. And sometimes the police even came. At Millwood, I was watching a show that I hadn't watched in years. And I don't even want to tell you the name. It's like a wives show, one of those reality TV shows. But it used to be my favorite show, and it's been weird things happening whenever I watch it in hotel rooms. So I can't repeat what I experienced because it's not realistic. But I would wait to watch these shows and couldn't at hotels. So nonetheless, so when I watched this show, a police came in Millwood. They said that they had to do a report in this room, and then the report took an excessive amount of time where I couldn't watch the show. In addition to that, I had been trying to watch R. Kelly because I want to know how powerful people are brought down, as well as Quiet on Set. I've been trying to watch that and can't, and I thought that was available on Prime, and I have Prime and still can't watch it. They're demanding that I pay. I don't know if that's really what's happening. So back to R. Kelly. Yes, the police department came, and I'll put that. I'll let you see that as well. But the reason why I decided to go ahead and do a video diary is because I put all this in the descriptions and it disappeared. So I felt that it must have been important to why they would wipe out the descriptions. So I just said I'd record it, do a video diary. Okay, my device is glitching
Here's the hospital.
because I played this and multiple different devices are glitching. Descriptions are missing. So I don't know exactly what you heard because it wouldn't record it. I was sick with COVID in the hospital and I just spoke with a caseworker. And I had threw up prior to, and I told them about my abuse. Within an hour, they put me out the hospital, sick with
There's
COVID-19.
equipment.
And the TV's
Christian
not working.
network isn't working.
All the Christian stations are scrambled, and I can't see any of them. And I could not wait to watch something uplifting. The tricky part is just proving that this repeatedly keeps happening.
This is T.V.n. right here. ChristianTV.net.
My device is making it blurry.
They said they don't know why it's not working.
It was clear. They must have something to hide.
Hillsong isn't working. All the Christian station isn't working. So they're claiming that I have COVID now. And I still have symptoms. I feel nauseous. I don't feel very well. And they're putting me at the hospital. They're discharging me with COVID. They claim I have COVID. I'm supposed to speak with a caseworker. And what they do is he keeps having them places discharge me or put me out so I can't talk to a caseworker.
Or social worker. I'm being illegally monitored. So they want to interrupt any kind of help to flee abuse that the government's enlisted in.
Things. I was listening to Tasha Cobbs, and then he interrupted it.
The doctor.
That I shouldn't, if I was sick, I wouldn't be listening to Tasha Cobbs. It's a gospel singer.
The doctor said he was going to discharge me, and that was his alibi, is that I was listening to Tasha Cobbs sick with COVID.
They don't know why.
So I wasn't sick.
None of them.
But I had just thrown up.
So I'm getting...
So I was diagnosed with COVID. They're supposed to put me in quarantine, but they're so crooked. They want me to be out in the street sick. I'm sick, weak. I don't have it. I have to go buy a tent sick. So I had, I was in the, it was like maybe 6 when they, put me out the hospital. And then they said that they had set me up to go to Austin Street. I get to Austin Street, and Austin Street said that they didn't get any paperwork and had no clue that I was coming. Well, the driver said that he can't release me into homelessness. It's a liability for the hospital to do that. But now the government has enticed all location social workers to release me in homelessness, even though it is a liability, because they're enforcing my homelessness, knowing you never believe it. So then I'm sick with COVID. I have no place to go. Austin Street won't let me in, and I'm blacklisted from our shelter under the radar, knowing you never believe it. So I have to go buy a tent. I'm sick. So I tell the man, okay, he said, I can't leave you like this. This is a liability. I have to take you back to the hospital. What? You have to take you back. I said, I'm sick. Please. No. He said, no, I have to take you back to the hospital because I just wanted to go buy a tent when it was, light out and I wouldn't have to be, in all this commotion. But he demanded I go back to the hospital because he didn't want a lawsuit or whatever. So then I'll show you what happens when I get back to the hospital. And then this person comes.
And I told
Let's
him,
see. I want you to see this.
I'm getting put out the hospital, diagnosed with COVID.
Okay, immediately when I start recording,
And I told
this
him,
happens.
I feel dizzy.
They need to clean.
I feel sick.
And I don't want them to know I'm recording their crimes.
And they're still doing it. Good morning.
There she goes.
So I said, at least let me wait till I don't have the symptoms.
Medical City
Now
Hospital.
they're lying and saying that I'm banned from all the shelters.
So the con is now that they
It's a
can't get me
lie.
in the
It's a great
shelter.
lie.
I'm banned at shelters I haven't been at.
So I rode all the way to Austin Street.
Austin Street said they just
Austin
didn't get the
Street did
paperwork.
they didn't get any paperwork. These people are lying.
The police is right
So
there
this is what's going on.
enforcing
So
crimes.
now they want to put me out in the streets.
I'm sick. I don't really want to be dealing with that.
So I just wanted you to know what's going on.
And then they try to punish me
The
for
police
recording
is
their
here.
crimes.
I told
So
the police. The police said that there was nothing that they can do. But I told them I had to use the bathroom. Hello.
So they realize I'm recording. They're monitoring my phone, and then they know I'm recording their crimes. So now he wants to talk.
I didn't say you were banned for no reason. I said I wasn't there for the trespass. I'm asking which one were you potentially banned from? You can be banned from the shelter, but which one? Which one did you just return from?
They at Austin Street.
Okay,
They
let's
said
go to a
that
different one. You don't have to go to Austin Street. Why don't you go to the bridge?
Austin Street said no one did the paperwork.
Okay, I'm not at Austin Street, man.
I had to get a tent. I never did get shelter.
If you go to the bridge, we can get you Uber to the bridge.
Okay.
Sick.
I don't know if you can get me an Uber to a shelter that'll take me in.
I can get you an Uber to a shelter that is not Austin Street.
Okay, let's pause this. Austin Street said they'll take me in, but they just didn't get the paperwork. So the police and his corruption, I don't know what's going on. It was kind of, I was sick and confused. So nonetheless, he says I can take you to a shelter that's not Austin Street. If they said they take me in but need the paperwork, why are you excluding Austin Street? And then he's saying I'm banned at places I haven't been at. I have no clue what he's talking about. Well, they know that they were targeting and railroading me, so.
I'm going to ask you, have you ever been to the bridge?
I have the bridge that last time I was at the bridge they said I need a COVID test.
Okay, have you done the COVID test?
I did, but we need to make sure that I can go to the bridge.
I'll do the COVID test out for you.
I need to make sure.
Listen to how rude she is. They're told to treat me like this.
Your test results.
They said that there's proper paperwork, and they didn't do it yet.
Okay, well, she's going to get your paperwork.
I'm going to get you all your paperwork. You
The
take with
social
you.
worker has to do paperwork. If I go all the way out to the bridge, and it's the same thing.
So the social worker saw you here, and she actually wants us to just discharge you. And so I'm trying to help you go above and beyond for you.
I can't guarantee anything, ma'am. I can't guarantee anything that's not right here.
Okay, well then let's just try.
So we're going to get you your paperwork. We're going to get you your paperwork.
I got robbed and I had to wear these shoes. It was cold
I'm sure anything.
and I had sandals.
Then go ahead and give them a call.
You can call the bridge, get on the phone and call them and see if they'll accept you.
What's your name?
Andrea.
Why are you being rude?
I'm not being rude, honey. just telling you,
And
you
we're
can call
trying
the
to
bridge.
assist you.
We're trying to help you get out of here.
Yeah, well, who told you that I couldn't go to any shelter? That's a blatant lie.
So your nurse from the floor called me because EMS called in and says that Austin Street didn't accept you.
That was a
And
lie.
then
You just
also,
left Austin
okay,
Street.
I'm just expressing to you what the
I'm
nurse is
just
telling
telling you
you.
the truth.
Okay,
They
and
didn't
then
do the
also I
paperwork.
talked to care
Let me
coordinator.
tell you, they didn't do the paperwork. That's a lie. This is the police right here, 11.
234, Officer Whitman. I can write it down for you if you'd like.
Yeah, so we need to figure out why so many shelters lie.
Okay,
Ma'am,
now
please
unfortunately
don't
you don't have to do
yourself.
anything. You don't have to do anything. You've been discharged
No,
from the hospital.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the police for conspiracy to violate civil rights that I already rejected. I need to know why so many people lie and try to keep me in jeopardy. That's what I want to know.
Ma'am, I'm not there.
Right, I'm reporting it, the conspiracy to violate.
Oh my goodness, that was so terrifying. It was getting cold and I knew what they were doing and I just knew people wouldn't believe my story. It was
I would
terrifying.
like to do a report, W Witness, 11.
Sick. Getting put out of a hospital in corruption.
Ma'am, nobody is doing anything. You've been
She
trying to...
lied and said that no shelter in Dallas will take me.
I did not lie. I'm telling you what care coordination and your nurse upstairs.
I haven't done anything at any shelter in Dallas.
Well, I'm telling you right now what I can do is I can put you in an Uber and I can take you to the bridge. That's the only
Okay,
thing
well, I need to make sure I can go.
So they didn't follow policy and protocol because they are actually indeed enforcing my homelessness. So each time the government gets mad, they have scammed to put me out of apartments. They scam to put me out of family members' houses. They scam to put me out of any kind of stability that I can have, even my own location. So that's what's going on right here. So then they had to concoct that I'm banned at locations I haven't been at, enforcing that I have to go in a tent sick. In addition to that, they failed to put me in quarantine, which is policy, jeopardizing other safety in malice. They put me in a taxi.
They pretended they took one. I want you guys to go to prison. I know you're a con artist. You need to be in jail. I cannot wait for the time that you guys go to prison.
So they put me in an Uber to the bridge, and the bridge was rude and denied me
You're
shelter.
a criminal.
And I just had to buy a
You
tent.
want me to think that
In
you're
the cold.
trying to help and you're not. Your job is to make sure I never progress. Well, you're a police officer. Take the report. No one should be able to blacklist me and keep me. Okay, well, take a report of child abuse. I've been robbed. A man pulled a gun on me. I had it recorded with my phone. Take that report. A man pulled a gun on me.
That's why I had those shoes. I couldn't keep clothes. I just stopped trying. And then these people capitalize off my appearance.
Why don't you do a report? Call someone because I'm in an abusive situation. Take that report. My children are abused. I've had multiple false arrests.
He never took the report.
Someone has set up out of.
Okay, the police let my sister, so I had just got out of the hospital again. And then I was at a family member's house. So nonetheless, I thought that I would be safe at least with family, but she was even behaving bizarre and starting arguments all the time. It was really toxic. I tried to avoid her. I cleaned up. I cooked. I cleaned up after them. And that's the kind of person I am. I do it in multiple different environments. In fact, she even said, why don't you take a list notes from your aunt? You see how she keeps cleaning up? Why don't you guys do it? So I wasn't a burden, but nonetheless, this happens when I'm watching Surviving R. Kelly. I believe the police department enlisted my family to do this. Because she used to be having meltdowns.
Okay.
And I called earlier for her to get.
So I think they got spooked because I was recording.
And they never came.
Who told you that?
No, she has a white warrant.
No, I'm saying, who told you that? Because we ran a name, she's not coming back.
White warrant?
You know how they, who said that? We're not coming back. Her name coming back too.
We put it on
Where did you put it in?
Tuesday.
Probably just might not do it in. Have you contacted the sister and said it went through? Who told you that?
He did this morning when I talked to him.
Who was he?
I'm not sure they gave me this number to call.
So I'm just entertaining whatever's happening,
They had it written down in the book.
not speaking.
And he seen it, and that they would come around, that they would leave around 1:35, 1:45, and come and get her.
I mean, we ran a name out through our system.
It's a secret why they were there. Why they were there.
Well, I don't understand why people won't do law enforcement for me being pickpocketed. Why people won't do anything for interference with child custody. Why I have to keep enduring this. Why are we emphasizing on a mental illness? I got pickpocketed. Why won't you take that report?
Did you call 911?
I did, and get what's going on with the interference of child custody. I went call T.V.s. I don't know why my family member, this is the second time she's done this. And then the other time she was in terror. What's your badge numbers in your name?
11819. Smith.
In your name?
Stacy.
And she's right. This is the second time that I have called for her to be picked up. The first time they came, which was years
So what is a white warrant?
They came without the person who they need.
So I don't understand why my family member would frame me for mental illness. I'm trying to watch R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, I'm trying to watch.
People abusing power. She knows that I've had
How petty is
on me
that?
on my YouTube channel. I don't understand why I have been set up.
That was 3 years ago.
No, I just was threatened in the hospital 3 times. I told you that, and you covered for it. We don't know why. We don't know.
You need to go be seen. No one covers for this.
Someone has threatened me. I have it recorded where the guy threatened me.
You have his name, anything on?
We're deflecting officers on how I just got pickpocketed. We're deflecting on how I was.
It happened too many
someone
times.
threatened to tase me on the train.
What was this?
I had to keep my money in my bra.
It is a pattern. We're deflecting.
When did that?
It was in February.
I realized it was
Deflecting
being
on
set
how I
up,
went
the
to one safe
pickpocketing and
place,
robberies.
and then I was set up there for trying to get in a domestic violence place because I keep routinely being get threatened. Then someone pulled a gun on me, and I've been trapped on trains and buses. Why can't we talk about that? Why does my family want to emphasize on a mental illness, but we can't talk about how I keep getting violated? Why can't you figure out what has happened to terminate my rights as a parent?
Kiana, I told you what has happened with your rights as a parent. They seen that you were unfit.
How did they see it? Why didn't they present it with anything?
He don't want her to talk about it because there's no evidence, and they're in cahoots
What
together.
police department are you with?
This is Dallas Police, man.
Which one? There's multiple different branches.
We work out of South Central. Listen,
South
Knowing you
Central.
never believe my
South
story.
So,
How your family could be
But
involved
we're
and
deflecting
cover
on
up for
why
your
that's
abuse.
going on, and my family member wants to claim that I'm mental illness, and then why didn't you do anything with the mail that was stolen? That is a crime to have tampering with mail. That's a felony.
She tampered. She wouldn't give me my.
So the deal with
I did a big campaign. I got a fax copier, and I was forced into homelessness. And I realized I was being terrorized, so I got all that. I sent letters all over the country, and I was homeless, so I had them mailed to this address. I felt that, it was safe and secure with my family at my family member's house. I got on blogs and asked for attorney representation for someone that wasn't crooked, and I felt that I did all this huge campaign. I never got one stitch of mail. So I called the police on her. The police covered for it and would not take the report of that felony crime. Then I put 3 or 4 holes at the post office on Keys. They would not give me my mail with the holes. I called the police on the Keys post office. The police covered for that. I sent letters to the FBI showing all the holes and how crimes were being committed to keep me from mail. They did nothing. And to this day, the police government takes out mail, any good mail, anything that can benefit me. It is controlled to this very day. Apartments in all environments that I'm at. Knowing you'd never believe it. That I cannot get mail in this country, which is supposed to be a felony.
child interference and all of that, that's already been reported and everything.
It wasn't investigated.
So it's still,
And then what happened when my son was hit with the car, and that wasn't investigated.
so everything
Yeah,
that
that's
you
when I
have
was supposed to
reported.
stay in Cielo.
But it wasn't investigated. If it wasn't investigated, period, you said you didn't remember it. Now you know it was when you stayed in Cielo Ranch.
That was in Brandon Mills.
Okay,
Listen.
okay, but I want to know why someone purposely waited till my son took out the trash and then hit him with a
It's
car.
blur. It's not supposed to be
Even
blurry
if that
like
was
this.
a long time ago.
All right, listen. So everything that y'all are talking about, it's already obviously been reported. It's probably still been investigated. Probably just
So that's their con. 10 years ago, it's probably still being investigated. 5 years ago, a year ago, it's probably still being investigated. That way they don't get their felonies. In some kind of way, it's been 10 years. And no one has ever contacted me, but it's being investigated to not go to prison. They're hiding, which is misconduct and they're mentally ill on their part. They need to go to the hospital. So they have a white warrant. White warrant is if you're a threat to your safety or someone else's safety. They're hiding it because I'm just watching R. Kelly, confused. So they're hiding what a white warrant is, and they didn't question me. Did you hurt anyone or did you do this? They didn't question me because they know I didn't do anything. And they don't want anyone incriminated. I'm recording. So then I'm going to show you the second strategy that they had. This time they thought that my sister was behaving by odd. She was going back and forth. And she was behaving odd. And since I've had to be my own investigator, I knew something was up. So then, it's time the door opened, I hit record.
Am I going to the hospital?
They thought they were going to ambush with me without having time to record.
Am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the
That was the most afraid that I've been in my false arrest. The betrayal by your family. You would think that at least with your family, you know, the police have came to bus stops, KFC, shelters, all kind of other environments. You would think that you would at least be safe with your own family, and I was not. This is what I got.
Why am I going to the hospital?
Now my family has staged conflict and slandered me as an alibi on why they won't assist me. They're actually being controlled by the government, like all my relationships, knowing you would never believe my story. So and they blatantly lie on me as an alibi on why they're ostracized and isolating me. Don't believe it? Let me show you. I'm on the device where I'm logged into Facebook, so I can't show you. But my son, I have a Facebook page, and I put my family was trying to slander me and say that I was mentally ill and the government really wasn't terrorizing me. So then when I put in a document that said from the Northern District Court saying that it was true and factual events extending from a long period of time, no one commented on it. They just let it, they have to frame me and slander me. It just can't, they cannot be a support system, period. So when my family couldn't con and slander that I was mentally ill, they just ignored the evidence that they had. Like my son, when I gave him that document and he has not responded back. And then the other lady that staged an argument, first it was about a flower pot, and then she tried to start another argument. So then those arguments didn't work. So then she scammed that she had found she was psychic and found my YouTube channel. Not bothered by anything on it, but she hates my guts because I recorded a conversation on how others' devices were hacked and how I'm being violated. And then she said that I don't think the devices were hacked. She was trying to cover for it. And I asked her, I said, I'm not quite certain on why the parties, our mutual friend said my device was hacked and her device and told the police that. And I said, I'm not quite certain on why you and the police department can't see that. So all this time to express, if someone is doing all this extreme for such petty, what is the possibility if it's serious? If you let yourself to be governed by someone with this kind of mentality, are you safe? Once again, that's why I took this time out. They tried to make it I put in the descriptions, it disappeared. So I said, okay, I'll just do a video diary.